Okay, sup you chuckle fucks, it's your boy, Dark Ragu here with the What If Issei. Consume all 20 fingers of Sukuna and, basically was cheated on, okay? So this What If title might be longer than you actually suspected, because I'm not going to put whatever the fuck I actually thought of in the first place in the thumbnail, well not thumbnail, title, because it is long as shit and goddamn it Dante, why the fuck do you keep typing on your goddamn Discord? But not the point. Other than that, I want to say I want to say this from the bottom of my heart. Do I even have a heart? Actually, now that I think about it. No, not the point. Pretty much, Happy New Year's. Well, you all might be watching this either when you're asleep, blah, blah, blah. I don't know when. But other than that, let me begin into this What If. Let me shut the fuck up and let me begin into this What If. Because pretty much this What If was kind of going on for the whole day of just thinking. But yeah. But instead of rambling on, let me just begin. What if let me shut the fuck up now. We begin into Issei. Issei Hiro. After the battle with Triseka, he was actually kind of left and drifting in the mostly emptiness of the dimension of Triseka. Because he actually managed to defeat it. It actually took 3 years, but yeah. And yes, he was still alongside the beast to actually kind of defeat it, but yeah. But not just that, mostly he was left into this like dimension after killing Trisecta. This where mostly he was left in the drift. He was just drifting in thin air, or just in the vacuum of not vacuum, but the kind of just emptiness. Let me say the name. Emptiness of the abyss of mostly Trisecta dimension. But this is where and that is not all, but this is where Issei has a bit of more power than normal. Because in this dimension, he wasn't just fucking fighting for his life. He was fighting for his life. But he also might have accidentally was sent into different dimensions. Which, one of those dimensions, or not one of those dimensions, he was actually keep kind of being tossed around in Triseka's dimension. Until he actually kind of adapted to it. Not too fast, but he was actually adapting pretty good. But also kind of ate 20 fingers in the dimension, yeah. Because in this dimension, there was also a person that kind of just threw a box into this place, thinking it would never be, used. But Issei ate them too fast because, first of all, he was in the middle of the battle with Triseka and didn't know what to do but just eat them. But yeah, he kind of consumed them and absorbed them into his body. But he didn't know what exactly he was consuming or absorbing. Until when he was in the middle of a battle with Triseka, this is where Issei puts his hands together and said one word: domain expansion. Malevolent shine. I'm just kidding. But pretty much, yes, those 20 fingers that he just ate was Sukuna in the middle of a battle with Triseka, but managed to defeat Triseka even by boosting a lot of power. But he did lose a bunch of energy, and of course he didn't even know how he even did that in the first place, but he didn't care. He was going to die alone. None of the faction members ever pulled him out after mostly telling him that they were going to pull him out after he managed to distract Triseka, and also they were managing to kind of seal the barrier much stronger. But that never happened. Actually, no one ever went to help him out in the battle of Triseka. After kind of offering himself to actually defeat Triseka, or just fight against it for a bit, he wasn't thinking it was going to take 3 years. But it's been 3 years. And now since he's kind of, his armor is slowly breaking off his body, he's slowly kind of, what the fuck was it called? He inhales the, toxic kind of environment of the Trisecond dimension. And of course, instead of slowly dying, he actually just drifts. This is where, mostly in this dimension, even though it's supposed to kill anyone, his new ability that he actually got from Triseka is something that most people in the whole world will be able to do. It's just Issei's mostly adaptation has became adaptation. Mostly has evolved and became something called adaptation. Similar to that Maharaga, but this one is much more broken. But yeah. But not the point. This is where, mostly Issei is kind of like Maharaga itself with mostly Sukuna fingers. But Sukuna isn't going to be fully in control too much, but yeah, I'll mention that later. But of course, Issei is completely going to think that he's dying. He falls asleep for a bit until someone says, "Wake up." This is where, Issei opened his eyes just to see this giant, and I mean giant dragon with multiple eyes, multiple red eyes, and it looks like this. He looks just like this. He has five eyes in total from one side and five on the other side. He kind of looks like Triceca, but way scarier with multiple teeth. And it's his mostly draconic form. It's way bigger than Triceca. This is where mostly making Issei right now almost want to just feel like he's fighting Triceca 2.0 or something. Until the beast growls at him and says, "You think I'm that lowly peasant? Nothing. No, Triceca is nothing but a lowly peasant against me. So don't you dare think I'm just that mindless beast. My name is Venger, the dragon of evil, the dragon of darkness. I'm stronger than the dragon gods themselves, the Ouroboros, or the dragon god of Great Red. They will never be able to even go against me if I go against him and destroy our lives. Those fucking lazy ass dragons." This is where, right now the evil dragon is right now kind of ranting on something, which Issei doesn't know. But this is where, the evil dragon decides to go into his human form, and his human form kind of looks like this. So this is how the evil dragon looks like, mostly his actual true appearance. He has kind of ripped jeans. Pretty much he does have a dragon tail, black hair, and of course red eyes are slick. This is where, his name is, the evil dragon, the master of all dragons, pretty much. This is where, right now Venger kind of says, "Understand this now, human, or shouldn't I say no longer human? I don't know what exactly you are, but you're no longer human. I'm not going to guess, from the thing you just ate and became a dumbass for it, or absorb or whatever, by using the boosted gear, the sealed dragon that's inside that boosted gear. You are now considered to be, instead of just human, you're still human, but mostly, actually no, you're devil/human, or, no, this is where Adventure says, no. You're a curse/devil. So, tell me, and also a bit of dragon, but not the point. So tell me, what if I tell you about something dire? What will happen? Will you still be a hero, or will you still, want to change?" He says, "What are you talking about? Who are you anyway?" This is where, Venger says, "I already told you my name. Don't be an idiot. My name is Venger. I'm not going to repeat myself again. Answer the damn question." He says, "I'll become a hero. No matter what, I will stop anything that is evil. And you say you're the evil dragon, so I guess I have to fight you." Avenger laughs and says, "Oh, please. Your power won't even be able to defeat me. No. I have an offer. Join me, and I will help you with power." This is where Issei says, "I would never join you. Never. Not even if I tell you about what happened during your 3 years of being gone from the supernatural." This is where Issei stops for a second and says, "Has it been that long?" "Oh yes, it's been over 3 years. Actually, I was someone that was watching the battle between you and Triceca. Not gonna lie, I was thinking that the beast of the apocalypse was going to win against you. I don't really like heroes too much, especially people like you. But what I don't like the most is people being not loyal, being disloyal half the time. But I'm here to help you. You see here, I don't like how heroes are sometimes abandoned sometimes. But you don't need to worry about what I'm talking about. I'll explain everything." He says, "What are you talking about?" "Don't worry, brat. God, you are impatient. Then again, you are. Actually, no. You're no longer 17. What are you talking about?" "So the years has passed. You were supposed to be 18 one year, 19 another, 20 another year, now you're 21. Since 3 years passed, you're currently 21 right now." "What? So that's why I feel physically mature?" "Oh yeah, pretty much. That's how your body kind of looks like now. This is how Issei's body. Yeah, pretty much Issei's body kind of looks like this a bit, but not much. His eyes are still going to be a brownish gold right now. Ignore the flames that will come later. Or mostly it's right now how it looks like right now. His eyes are red thanks to the fact that he is a curse / devil. This is where, well, mostly, right now Visioner kind of says, but still that is not the point. Pretty much, let me tell you a story. A story about a hero and how everyone has betrayed him and cheated on him. Issei says, I don't think I'm gonna like this story. Oh, you're gonna love it a lot. You're going to love it and understand the truth of everything. What has happened. Mr. Issei says, I don't feel to shut up and listen. This is where mostly Avenger kind of just told Issei to shut up and listen. And this is where Avenger has explained the whole entire story and what happened outside the battle with Triseca and Issei. While the Greek gods, mostly, yeah, the Greek gods, the Northern gods, some other kind of like, mostly, not Northern gods, mostly the different pantheons, like Northern Greek or whatever, were sealing the barrier outside to make it powerful. But they really did not know if it was going to be powerful enough, so they decided to leave Issei inside it, to distract the beast for however long he would have. They believe in him, but if he managed to kill the beast and the beast kill him, it really doesn't matter. They were willing to sacrifice Issei, which Issei was horrified. The factions didn't even feel like helping him. Like, they believed that he was going to be enough. And even if he died, it would have been fine. Like, the beast would probably weaken too much or whatever. This is where, well, mostly Issei was horrified. But this is not the only thing that he was horrified about. This is where, well, he found out the girls, every single girl that he changed and has made them mostly his girlfriends / a part of his harem, whatever. Mostly the girls that he thought it was loyal were not. Because in those 3 years, it didn't even take Rias that long. It only took her about like 3 months before cheating on him. And then the girls follow along. Every single girl that he ever had a time to talk to. It was Rias first, Akano second, Azio third. Yeah, you get the point. Konako, Irina, Zenobia. Should I say Seraphil? Probably Seraphil. No, not Seraphil. What's it called? Mostly, it was just every girl that you would think about. Just think about it like that. Okay, I'm not gonna think of all of them. Also, there was what's it called? Volley, and this one's a guy. And yes, he is the reason why mostly Rias cheated on Issei. Okay, don't worry about that. And no, mostly what's it called? Volley was not there to help Issei fight against Triseca because literally he got knocked out in 1 hit from Triseca. But yeah, in that then he was weakened against mostly his grandfather. His grandfather got defeated by Issei. But yeah, but not the point. This is where, well, mostly a lot of people has betrayed his trust. Even Sanji, Kiba, and just a lot of people. This is where, well, mostly Issei was horrified. This is where Issei literally falls down on his knees. Even though he could have like been falling down like to the endless pit, he just fell down like on a physical kind of platform. Yes, Venger, let me say again. Venger kind of made a platform so mostly Issei can fall on. This is where Issei kind of puts his knees down on the ground. And this is where, well, mostly he puts his hands down also on the ground and start crying. Crying for so many, like, days. It's just like, it really passed. He was crying for so long. Mostly he was crying for seconds, minutes, hours, days. This is where, well, those days almost became a month. When that month passed, mostly Issei's eyes, they were still so red, but there was so much like rain, and mostly just like water falling down. But this time it was blood. But this time, mostly he just decided to get rid of his, mostly close his eyes for the first time. This is where, well, he was no longer sad. Instead, he went through those emotions of like the 5 phases of whatever. This is where, well, he went through despair, this, that, you get the point. To even acceptance. He knew that those hoes were not loyal. He was just thinking about it like that. This is where, well, mostly Issei nodded and then looks at mostly, God damn it, why I keep forgetting his... Venture kind of gave him an offer. Literally, kind of just gave Issei an offer, extending his hand out towards mostly Issei for Issei to become a mostly a king. Mostly, he wanted Issei to lead the dragon, the new age of dragons. The reason why is because mostly the dragon population has been going down in an instant thanks to the mostly supernatural race. And mostly, since the evil dragon might be evil, he's not entirely evil. He just hates the fact that mostly supernatural beings have been killing off his kin. He he's actually kind of the only one else who actually cares about his dragon race. Unlike Orpheus or Great Red, who hasn't done jacked to even save the dragon race. Not even close. Like literally Orpheus is out here being a girl, like an actual female. And of course, fucking Great Red is just lazy as shit and doesn't want to do anything. That's what mostly Venture kind of sees what's called Great Red and Orpheus doing. Because they haven't done kind of jack to save the dragon, mostly species. The dragon species. Because you can see here, Venture has noticed that most of the yokais have got an increase in population. A lot of fucking species that you think they went extinct are kind of growing up, while the dragon population is still going down, because the two dragon gods that are supposed to be looking over the world are fucking literally fucking around. One is literally being fucked by mostly Vali, yes, Orpheus is a girl, and of course she cheated on Issei, don't worry about that. But also the fact that fucking Great Red is, for fuck's sake, somewhere mostly Veninja just doesn't fucking know and doesn't care. At this point, Veninja is really thinking to going down there and beating the shit out of both the dragon gods because they're fucking useless to him. Because truly, mostly Veninja here is actually one of the stronger beings. He's stronger than both mostly not Great Red, Great Orpheus, no. Orpheus, Great Red, and even Triseka because of his immense power. He is the dragon darkness. He's also known as the dragon of evil or evil dragon, whatever. He's also known as one of the creators of literally the dragon race. One of them. The other one will be someone else. I'll mention that later. But he is extremely pissed for the laziness of the two dragon gods. But yeah. But this is where, well, he's actually telling Issei that he wants Issei to become the king. A king that will lead the dragon race and rebuild the glorious dragon race back to its primal beauty. This is where, well, or just make a new beauty of it, but whatever. He even gave Issei a blessing. This blessing, he gave Issei two blessings, as you mentioned, but now, I know that some people are thinking, yeah, I'm making Issei way too broken at the beginning. Yeah, well, fuck you, I don't care. There is two blessings that Veninja kind of gave Issei. One blessing is eyes, special eyes that Issei can use. Now, these eyes have no drawbacks and no effects, and I don't give a damn if you get angry at me for this, but he has Adam's eyes from Ragnarok. Yes, he's going to be able to perfectly copy attacks. Yes, he's going to be able to perfectly copy magic attacks. I don't give a damn if he has to even copy a god technique, because yes, he can do that. And if you people are going to get angry at me for the fact that he has Maharaga's adaptation, mostly with the fact that it's also increased the fact that Veninja actually helped him out with adaptation to having no drawbacks or even flaws. I don't give a damn if you're getting angry at me with that. Fuck you and fuck off. But not the point. He also has, just like I mentioned, the eyes of Adam, being just those copy eyes. And of course, yes, mostly Issei still has Sukuna's kind of fingers. And of course, Veninja did get rid of Sukuna's spirits. But of course, except for a malevolent and like mostly effective darkness within Issei. Just so mostly the light Issei doesn't come back up and just fuck up everything. But of course, he also kind of is helping Issei by alliancing himself. So if Orpheus or mostly Great Red wants to stop Issei from causing trouble, Veninja is going to pop up and beat the shit out of both of them. Because he knows if he goes to the goddamn human world, or mostly entirely the dimensional gap, he knows Great Red is going to be running from him. And he doesn't want Great Red to be running away from him because he knows Well, Great Red knows that if Greninja appears, he needs to run. Because he ain't the one to actually fight him. He's going to be running away in the dimensional gap. Greninja doesn't want to, like, go after him, chasing him for decades. So, of course, he's going to give Issei a third hidden blessing. And that third hidden blessing is allowing Greninja to be called upon, teleport in an instant next to Issei, and appear right in front of one of the dragon gods, whichever is in front of Issei, to stop him. And Greninja's gonna bring them towards the dimension, beat the shit out of them. Yeah, Greninja does not want to deal with the Dragon God's antics and trying to run away. He's going to murder the shit out of them. He does not give a damn at all. Dragon God of Infinity, fuck off, and Dragon God of Imagination can also fuck off. Because, yeah. Other than that, we go into mostly Issei's. Yes, he does have Curse Energy. He also has all the abilities of Sukuna. He also does have Sukuna's weapons, and if you're going to get angry about that, then fuck you. Again. Because I don't give a damn. I know I'm making Issei kind of broken, but I'm not giving him the almighty like a fucking crazy bastard. I had him eyes with no flaws or drawbacks, but I'm not going to straight up just give him the almighty or what? Or what? Do you want me to just straight up give him the almighty and say, here you go, Issei, you now have the almighty. Go fucking be able to just... Yeah, you get the point. The almighty is kind of broken now that I think about it. But I think Adam can copy that, now that I think about it. No, what the... My God, I'm just rambling on now that I think about it. But no. Like, straight up, I'm not going to give him the, like, fucking Kumagawa's ability to be able to just say, no, that never existed. Now, goodbye and fuck off. No, that's not the thing. But that's not the point. Sorry for rambling on. I know, fuck's sakes. But I know some people in the comments are going to be extremely pissed about me breaking Issei to the point that he is quite a mad lad. Because Issei in this one, I think he will be weaker than the evil dragon god that mostly I made. Well, that what if I made, because entirely I'm still planning, but I already know mostly the ability and extent for those two whatever. Arrancar Issei is still going on, but don't worry about that. I'm also going to keep it as Arrancar Issei instead of the one that I kind of did for part 2. But not... God, why am I rambling on so much? Sorry. But not the point. We go into mostly Issei kind of nodding. He also has a boosted gear within him. And of course, Issei did ask Greninja if he can actually remove the boosted gear by actually transforming Dietrich back into his glory and actually able to, well, not be stuck in the sacred gear. Which Dietrich was touched upon this. He was so grateful and happy. This is where, well, we'll see. Greninja says that he could, or he could actually make Dietrich still be a part of the sacred gear, but can easily get out of the sacred gear whenever he wants to. And also, Greninja did want to get rid of the double blood side of mostly Issei to making him a full dragon. Wait, full dragon plus curse spirit. So yeah. So Issei is half dragon, half curse spirit. Fuck you, okay? I'm making this man kind of broken, but not the point. But of course, with that happening, mostly Issei has all these abilities, with mostly Sukuna's arsenal of being just kind of broken, but not the point. He does have the mantle slashes, and mostly you get the point. He does have a Liberating Shrine, and don't worry about that. He does have all 20 fingers of Sukuna. Do not worry about that either. But yeah. But with that happening, we go into mostly a time skip from that. Mostly Issei kind of has this ability that he can summon Dietrich whenever he wants to. Either Dietrich could go into his dragon form or into a machinery kind of dragon form, but not the point. Either way, if Dietrich was able to get hurt in battle, he can always go back into boosted gear, recover, like regenerate really fast in boosted gear, and then fight back outside. But yeah. Pretty much Issei's also stamina, mostly other things, has kind of became quite deep. Mostly his magic capacity, curse energy capacity, and just lots of it. His curse energy is literally almost limitless. The reason why I say this is the fact that mostly Issei has so much negative emotions. A betrayal, cheating, and yeah, you get the point. This man is pissed. Yeah, he is not going to be the same Issei. Also, this story might take a very dark turn because I am thinking of making this story really, really dark. So if you people do not like dark stories, I suggest you kind of click off this video. Because mostly when I get to the very fun parts and juicy parts of me thinking about this what if, they're going to become really, really dark. But yeah, I might try to keep it PG at least, but nah, I don't think so. I kind of do like dark stories. Yeah. But not the point. Other than that, let me get into this. Sorry, I'm rambling on again. But yeah, we go into mostly Issei. His hair has become mostly just kind of a dark shade brown, like a real dark shade brown. His eyes are red. His mostly body is ripped as shit. And this is where, well, he is wearing this kind of outfit right here. But whatever. But with that happening, we go into a time skip of mostly Issei waking up. This is where, well, mostly Issei opened his eyes in an instant and was wondering where he's at until he realized the mostly kind of white kind of room because of the white tiles up in the ceiling and then the white room or mostly walls. To realize the comfy bed somewhat and the smell of aroma that mostly there's kind of chemicals and other shit around here. Until he realized where he's at. He's in a human hospital, which is kind of ironic because mostly he was a human before he was turned into a devil, before he was turned to someone like a little bit of a dragon, thanks to Diedrich, and then he went on with his life and adventures, and yeah, until they are crumbled down after the battle with Triseca, thanks to Venenger kind of telling him everything about the truth. Everything that if he would have come back, he would have just blatantly kind of probably ignored or probably gone crazy. Good chance that he probably would have gone crazy. But that is not the point. He also kind of, well, believes that since he is now supposedly the king of dragons, which he's going to lead the king of dragons, mostly not king of dragons, he's supposed to lead a new age called the New Age of Dragons. This is where, well, mostly might change the organization name to something else, but right now it's just going to be called the New Age of Dragons. He would just have to find mostly compatible users to become dragons. But yeah, he can't just randomly pick a human and say you're a dragon now. No, he's going to make strong, independable dragons, just like the Heavenly Dragons, or much more stronger than the Heavenly Dragons himself. So while mostly Issei gets out of the hospital, this is where, well, mostly he then kind of like disappears. Instead of going to confront mostly like his exes and his ex-harem or whatever, and like his friends and whatever, he also decided to change his name. The reason why he also changed his last name, not his first name, his last name, is to show to be different. Because Hiro is actually connected to the Hyoros, and the Hyoros actually did also betray him by not stopping the girls from not cheating on him. Actually encouraged the girls to cheat on him. Because they knew about the supernatural, they just didn't care about Issei. So Issei's new name is no longer Issei Hiro, but his new name is Issei. His new name is Dragoner. So yeah, so if you want to know how to spell that, it's just dragon with T-Y-R at the very end, but yeah. This is where, well, mostly Issei's whole new name is Issei Dragoner, and this is where, well, Issei decides to disappear from Kuo and the rest of the world. And we go into a time skip about almost a year. A year almost passing by. But mostly Issei was not the only one working in the shadows. You see here, there was another group in the shadows that was working, well, mostly some in the shadows at the same time light, but not the point. This group also kind of contains of the old Hero Faction members. Some just Hero Faction members are defected from the old kind of Hero Faction. Now, Cao is still a thing in this world, but not the point, he didn't really die. But this is where, well, mostly he's not a part with this group. Now, the leader of this group is known as, well, mostly well, the person is considered the leader of this group is actually a Lucifer. And no, it's not a Rizabim kind of Lucifer or Vali Lucifer. No, it's actually Rizabim's granddaughter. Yes, mostly Vali does have an older sister who is actually half. The reason why? Well, mostly her mother is actually a pure-blooded devil, while her father is also a pure-blooded devil, making her a pure-blooded devil. Now, of course, she doesn't like really volley at all because she was mostly raised around the whole pure-blooded kind of standards, and yeah. But of course, mostly Rizum didn't really want to deal with mostly her just yet, after wanting to get rid of volley and then kind of raising her to become the next kind of probably Lucifer head. But yeah, because mostly volley was a failure because he was half-breed, while she was actually a female, but at the same time she was pure blood. But yeah, and she was considered to be quite powerful and had a sword, which, well, not had a sword. She attained a sword that was able to kill dragon gods, like Triseca, mostly. Well, yeah, Triseca, Great Red, or even what's it called, Orphis. Probably going against Greninja, yeah, that's not gonna happen. Greninja will probably just flick the sword away. But yeah, but her name is well, let me say it again. Her name is Sorfina Lucifer. She's the granddaughter, but yeah. This is where, well, she's also quite crazy in love with Issei, from the fact that mostly she always loved how he was brave and heroic and other things. Even though if she was hiding, she saw how mostly he kicked the shit out of the Chaos Brigade, he showed compassion, love, and other things. This is where, well, she wanted to have all that for herself. But after mostly the 3-year time skip about mostly the factions telling everyone that Issei is dead, because everyone in the whole world thinks that Issei is dead, mostly all of the supernatural. So yeah. Now, of course, well, she was quite angry and annoyed at the fact that the faction let someone like him die. But yeah, Sorfina actually made a group like mostly with some of the members of the old Chaos Brigade, but also has 2 vice captains. You see here, her vice captains are 2 females. Now, one of them is actually related and a descendant of the legendary Dark Knight known as Sparta. Her name is, well, so one was known as Rena, yeah, fuck, let me say again. Her name was actually known as Ravina Nightshade. She was a descendant of what's it called, mostly, well, Sparta. And she does have mostly the Yamato and Rebellion, even though it's called Sparta, but not the point. But yeah, she also has a double trigger, not the point. I'll mention how her double trigger looks like kind of later. But not just that, but also there's another vice captain, and she's also a female, but this time, this female is none other than, well, her name is, well, Reina T. Hart. Now, if you don't understand, this is literally a split up name of also known as Triseca. But yeah, she changed her name because, well, it is a she, and she was actually saved by mostly Serafina Lucifer, who actually did travel to the, what's it called, Triseca dimension to actually check if Issei was truly dead. And even wanted to kill Triseca after attaining this strong sword, this powerful sword. But instead, she finds Triseca, who is almost dead, but of course pleaded towards mostly Serafina to actually help her and get rid of her insane kind of side, who is no longer insane. She's no longer insane and doesn't want to destroy the whole world. But she is kind of also crazy in love for the fact that mostly Issei saved her from, or almost killed her, but of course spared her a bit, which she doesn't really mind that. And of course that's why she changed her name. She doesn't want to be the same Triseca beast or whatever known as that beast. But this is where, well, she is grateful and actually really grateful for Serafina kind of helping her. Now, of course, well, those 2 are actually the vice captains. And yes, mostly Serafina did travel to that dimension with the sword, but also aligns with someone else. Now, this person is known as the dragon goddess of, well, not dragon goddess, mostly she's known as the dragon of light and good, and her name is, well, mostly, her name is Lalu. And of course, well, she was actually the dragon of good and light. She was the opposite of Veninja, who actually didn't really like mostly the supernatural. She doesn't like the supernatural neither, but she's not resulting into destroying everything. Unlike her kind of, well, mostly they're not twins, I don't think so. If I can remember right. I'm mostly, well, they are somewhat twins-ish, but not the point. They're mostly the creators of all dragons, but yeah, dragon likes. But of course, she's also quite upset upset with the two dragon gods, mostly Ouroboros and also dragon god of dreams and yeah, being Great Red. This is where mostly she would go down and kind of beat the shit out of them, but she's not that type of person. Unlike Ninja, who will be the type of person to do that. But this is where not the point here or there for that. But we go into mostly the fact that she did help mostly Serafina kind of get to that dimension. Now of course she wanted to actually resurrect Issei. If Issei was really dead, she wanted to resurrect Issei to be a courageous hero and someone to defend humanity from mostly the supernatural. That's what she wanted to do with Issei. She just saw how pure and kind-hearted Issei was and has noticed that most of the girls that he used to love betray him, and she didn't want him to go down a path of evil and destruction. But when they got there, Lala kind of understands, or she has a theory that her brother slash twin might have been able to get here before them and actually convince Issei. If that is a possible case, then all of them realize that mostly Issei is now working in the shadows, and have tried to learn for mostly a while with where Issei's location's at, but has not been able to find anything. This is where, mostly the Supernatural is also holding a tournament in mostly a couple of months. A couple of months of like 3 months. And that tournament is called the Azo Cup. But for right now, I should be leaving that off here for mostly part one of this What If. I know it's kind of short, it's 36 minutes, but I don't care. Other than that, bye, see you, and yeah, I'll be going. I'm sorry for rambling on. I should also mention I'm kind of extremely tired for some reason. But also, like, I feel kind of kind of sick a bit. But other than that, bye, see you, and yeah. I'll see you all later. Have a happy New Year's. Goodbye, and see you all. But yeah.